Hi, everybody. Welcome to Graveyard Read Book Reviews. Hope everyone's doing well today. I am. It's a day off. That's always a happy day. Today we're going to do two books. We're going to do The Dark Convoy by Calvin Ness and The Heart of a Child by Adam Cosco. These two books were just wonderful and so different at the same time. Dark Convoy was a cosmic horror. Heart of a Child was more of a adult horror, I should say. Okay, Dark Convoy, the only way I can describe this is Lovecraft meets Mission Impossible meets Silence of the Lambs. I know that's a lot, but bear with me, it's worth it. It's a cosmic horror, but not in a alien sense, not like the movie Alien. This is more imaginative, it's more action-packed and very fast-paced. Okay, so story goes, Gavin is our main character. He is a pizza delivery boy, and he's very proud of his achievements of delivering pizzas at a fast rate. Okay, he has like the record for delivering pizzas right on time. His girlfriend, however, I think her name is Charlotte, she wants a little bit more for him. She wants him to go to college. She wants him to have more of a future, to be more successful. But, Gavin doesn't want that. He's very proud of his achievements being a fast pizza delivery boy. Well, one day when he's delivering pizza, he looks up and he sees a shooting star. And this shooting star turns out to be a bit more. Turns out to be a spaceship. Okay, so now he's curious. Okay, he wants to inspect the shooting star, and he notices it's the spaceship. Okay, so as he's watching, he's noticing that there's figures walking around, and he's noticing they're not aliens, but they're people. So he gets more curious. So he gets a little closer to it, and he notices a van pulling up. And more people come out of the van, and they're holding this guy who's completely beaten up. So Gavin, being more curious, he gets a little closer. And then he realizes, just to check behind him. He checks behind him, and guess what? There's a guy right behind him and tases him. Okay, so Gavin is out cold. Okay, so Gavin wakes up, and he notices he's in this huge warehouse. Okay, he's also tied to a chair. His arms are tied, his legs are tied. He's not going anywhere. He's stuck. He also sees a huge projector screen in front of him. He's wondering what that is. Bunch of people around him, and he's noticing also that all around him, he smells gas. All right. So a woman comes over and she says, Gavin, this is your lucky day. We're going to show you some slides on the screen. Okay, so the woman says she has to explain the rules to Gavin with the images. She said, you have to choose an image within 10 seconds or we're going to set you on fire. And Gavin starts to panic. He's like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're going to set me on fire? This is ridiculous. And he looks at next to him, there's this guy with a Bic. And he's flicking it, kind of teasing him, ready to set him on fire. So it starts. He is selecting either A or B, the different images on each slide. And they're just common slides, okay? But he has to answer them within 10 seconds. So the last slide is an image of his girlfriend and another image of his best friend. And they're both tied up, and it doesn't look good for them. And the woman next to Gavin says, you have to choose which one is going to die and which one's going to live within 10 seconds. So she counts down, and Gavin's just like, what do you mean? This is ridiculous. I can't choose this. And while he's like thinking, she's like 8, 7, 6. So finally he makes a choice, and that's where I'm going to stop because I'm not going to tell you who he chose. So after he chooses, he is introduced to the Dark Convoy. He passed all the tests. They say, welcome to the Dark Convoy. Now, the Dark Convoy is a criminal organization who performs tasks and missions for their client. And they're very dangerous. And because Gavin is such a good driver and a fast driver, they pick him. So he has to go through these 5 missions. Now, if these missions are attached with rules as well, so he cannot break any rule, and he has to complete all 5 missions. If he doesn't, someone he loves is going to die. So that's all I'm going to say. There's so much in this book. It's just incredible. Like I said, it has that Mission Impossible vibe to it. Plus, there's scenes and characters that will remind you of a horror movie like Silence of the Lambs. It's just everything. There's everything included in this great book. Calvin Ness, he writes with fast-paced anticipation. So every scene is better than the other. I mean, he just keeps on going, and that just makes a great book. That makes a great horror book. So I can't say enough about this. This is really good. It was a lot of fun. If you'd like to purchase this book, he has it on Amazon, Kindle, or paperback. Calvin is also on Instagram, so you can follow him, give him a follow, like. I'm sure he'll appreciate that. And this is a good one. So I highly recommend this one. Okay, for my next book is The Heart of a Child by Adam Cosco. Now, before I start, I want to mention that there's trigger warnings in this book of child abuse, suicide. So I just want to throw that out there before I start the review. This book was just as fantastic, but very different from Dark Convoy. This book is more emotional, more deep, more dark. Okay, again, before I start, I just want to let you know that I can't reveal a lot. So this is going to be a short review, okay? Even though I loved it, it was a wonderful book. But there's a lot of things that I don't want to say, obviously, because I want you to read it. So our main character, Ava, who is a writer, and she's writing a book on her past as an elementary student at the school she attended. During that time, there was, like I said, this is hard to describe because I don't want to ruin it, because there's so many scenes that I want you to experience on your own. The school that she attended, there were 2 teachers, I think principal and teacher, but they were a mother and son team. And they gathered the children around to witness a ritual down in the basement of the school, okay? And like I said, I don't want to get too much into it. But, it's very, now I don't want to say it's that violent, but it's just upsetting, okay? It's upsetting that the children have to witness this sort of ritual. And, it's sad to think, but, stuff like this has happened in real life. So back to the present day, Ava has a child and she's trying to live a normal life. However, she realizes that one of those teachers who were performing this ritual is still alive. Okay. So she's trying her best to protect her child from this woman. She also has 2 friends from the school who are helping her out. And, the book, it goes on from there. Like I said, I gotta stop because I want you to experience it on your own. But it's brilliantly written by Cosco. He makes it so realistic that you can see this actually happening in real life. And, sadly, it had happened in real life. You hear all these stories about abuse in schools, and it's awful. But with Ava's character, your heart goes out for her, and you want to help her. And the scenes when their children, it's upsetting, and but there's also scenes where it wants you to read more because it deals with cults. It deals with those kind of rituals. It's like with me, I enjoy reading about um, certain documentaries about like, criminal activity. And, that's just something I want to read about. It just interests me. Okay. The characters are great. Ava is great. One of the two teachers, Angela. I mean, this is what I love about horror books and movies. You got to have a good villain, and she nailed it. Angela is creepy as shit. I mean, she is. I wouldn't want to bump into her. So yeah, it's excellent. I would recommend this to anyone who loves any horror book. It's really good. Adam Cosco, he does have a few other books, and they are all on Amazon. You can get them through Kindle or paperback. I'll drop the links below. Also, he is on Instagram, so you can subscribe to his page and give him a like. If I think he'll appreciate that. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for joining me. I want to give a big thanks to my son, Jacob, who is the editor of these videos. You're doing a great job. I appreciate it. And before I go, I want to mention that the next video I'll do is maybe 2 weeks instead of next week, because I have to read the books that I'm going to be reviewing. There's so many books I have to read still. So I might be a little longer for the next video. Thank you so much. And again, please support your indie authors, support your local bookstores, and hope you have a good week. See you later.